Hey everyone, this is your favorite radio host, Corinne Lafont, broadcasting to you from Trinidad and Tobago, the lovely island in the Caribbean. I'm not in Jamaica today. I don't know when I will be back, but I go between there and here, or I could be anywhere in the world, right? So was overcast a while ago. The sun is coming out. Hence the reason why I'm looking a little bit brighter because I'm using natural light. And so it's reflecting nicely on my face. And of course, I'm using red to help the situation out. Okay? When you're well done like me, you need to do things to highlight your complexion. Not like my beautiful guest there who is white. So light and everything, she doesn't need a lot of light. But don't worry, I'm going to work on her to get a tan so that she's going to look like me. Okay. So I have with me Dallas Woodburn. Now, let me tell you a bit about Dallas, and we're talking about Write On. Now, this is WRITE, although it can also work RIGHT because we're going to learn the right way to write. Yeah? And let me give you a bit of information on Dallas. So Dallas Woodburn, and she's not from Dallas, she's actually from California. So Dallas in California. Dallas Woodburn, a former Steinbeck Fellow in creative writing at San Jose State University, has published work in, I don't know what that is. How do you pronounce that, Dallas? Zyzzva.
It's Zyzzyva. It's actually the last word in the dictionary. It's a literary journal.
Look here, we learned something today. And so we end the show today, people. Just on Zyzzyva. Okay, the Nashville Review, the Los Angeles Times, and Monkey Bicycle. That sounds cute. We'll learn about that. Among many others. Her debut short story collection, Woman Running Late in a Dress. Aren't we always running late in a dress? Won the 2018 Cypress and Pine Short Fiction Award and is available at her website, which I'm going to feature in a little bit. She's a 4-time Pushcart Prize nominee. Dallas won first place in the International Glass Woman Prize and second place in the American Fiction Prize. She's the founder of Write On Books, an organization that empowers youth, very good, through reading and writing endeavors. And you can check that out on writeonbooks.org. And of course, remind me, Dallas, to feature that organization as well when we're on, while we're having our discussion, okay? So welcome, Dallas, to Between the Lines.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you. I mean, you're soon to be an international best-selling author at the rate you're going. Come on. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to share your website here. One of two websites. Let me bring on the other one at the same time. So it's Write On Books, is it? .org, is that correct?
Yes. Yep. Write On Books is the website for my organization that empowers young writers.
Beautiful. So I have to make sure that we bring that on so that people know where to get help. And this is for young people. So aspiring people within what age? What age group are you catering to?
Most of the kids I work with are in elementary school, so middle school and high school. So about ages 8 to 18.
Wow, and getting them to write. Isn't that, oh my God, look at them there. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah, you have a fabulous program here. We need to talk. I'm so serious. We're talking now, but we need to talk after the show.
I love that.
Yeah, so this is Write On. So let's hop over back to you so we can feature your beautiful self here. Although you're live and showing yourself. Here you are.
Yeah, there's me.
So tell me now, you're a literary person because you just taught me and the rest of the world the last word in the dictionary, and I'm going to check that. That just goes to show I don't check my dictionary as often as I should, or probably you were just pulling a smart one on us and created that new word a while ago and stuck it in the dictionary. To try to sound smart on us today. Okay. Okay, so Zyzzyva. What does Zyzzyva mean? Who created that damn word? Is it a word? They just threw some letters in there, Dallas.
Well, it's a literary journal that is based here in the San Francisco area where I live. So that's how I found them. And it's definitely memorable, right? You definitely remember that word.
Sure.
But yeah, I had a story published in their journal, and it was a really cool experience. And that story is actually part of my new book of short stories that you mentioned earlier, Women Running Late in a Dress, that was just released.
I am so going to use that word on everybody. I'm going to be like Ziziva.
Try to stump them.
That's right. And what is this thing about woman running late in a dress? Don't tell me you ran late in a dress, and so you needed to share that story.
Yeah, it's well, it's true. I often am running a little bit late. But it's a collection of short stories, and they're linked together. So the main character in one story will show up again as a minor character in another story. So it's kind of fun. It's almost like a puzzle as you're reading to see how these characters, how their lives are intertwined with each other. Nice. And Women Running Late in a Dress is the last story, and it actually, the woman running late in a dress comes from a riddle that is woven through the story. So I'm not going to tell you the answer to the riddle. You have to read the story.
I realize I'm going to use Ziziva on you. I realize you are vague. You're keeping it vague so that we will, this mystery. But I'm going to encourage persons to get your book so that they can figure out that riddle. Okay. So let's see where they can get at. Is it available here, right? So
it is, yep. And if you click on that first one, Women Running Late in a Dress,
yes.
Then you'll see a place that you can order a signed copy for me. So I can autograph it for you. I can sign it for if you have a friend or someone that you want me to sign it for. I've had some people get them as gifts for birthdays or holidays.
Nice. So you just put in who to sign it to, put in the name, and then you just click buy now, and it sends you.
Exactly.
Nice. And I love the colors. Lilac is always one of my favorite colors. It's very calming.
Yes, thank you. I love the cover too.
Yeah, it's very calming. Simple and elegant, not too much of everything. Just the title, elegant, very, very elegant. I love it. And it seemed quite poetic too. So it has this kind of poetic feel to it. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. The stories are all about, one of the themes in a lot of the stories is, and again, this will sound mysterious. We'll see if I get you intrigued, but it's the idea of memory and how I'm interested with memory, with how different people can have very different memories of the same event, and how sometimes our memories might shift or change. So for example, you might have some occurrence that you went through with a friend, and years later you and the friend talk about it, and maybe you remember it slightly different even though you were both there at the same thing. So I think that's really fascinating, and it was something I wanted to explore as a short story writer. So that's one of the themes that
it comes like an accident or an event that happens, and there'll be a lot of people standing around, but everybody sees different things. It depends on what their focus is at the time, what was important to them, or what just something may have inspired them to look a particular direction, and so they remember that, or based on just past experience, things that really resonate with us, we pay attention to,
That is so true. Exactly. So different people could focus on different things and remember it differently.
Yeah, some people would remember that red chair that was behind that person, and the person who was sitting down behind it. Everybody takes in different things based on their vision, so that's fabulous.
Yeah, it's fun as a fiction writer to be able to explore those different perspectives of the different characters. So it's almost like you're able to inhabit these different perspectives of the same event because you're creating these characters. So it's really fun. I love that about fiction writing.
Nice. I'm not a fiction writer. I can't do fiction. I'm so blunt. I'm so direct. I don't flower up anything. I just get straight to the point, and probably that's why I'm doing my radio show. I just get straight to the point.
That's one of your gifts then, because some people, I have a hard time not making up things when I'm writing. I'm the opposite.
I can't make up things. And so when people are talking to me and I'm telling them, you know, they ask me a question and I give them an answer. They're like, "You're lying." I'm like, "Why? I'm telling you the truth."
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they just can't believe. And I'm like, "Yeah, why would I lie to you? This is what it is." You know? So I think some people are shocked when you actually are direct. They think
Yeah.
that, no. I, but that's interesting. Some people have, I didn't think that people would have a difficult time not being able to make up something. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, it's interesting with fiction. I sometimes take different parts of my real life will inspire a story.
Yeah.
So some event will happen, or I will hear some line from the newspaper or something. But then I always kind of spin that off into imagining. And I think that might be because, or that might be nurtured by the work that I do with kids that you mentioned
Yes.
earlier, that kids
Yes.
are so imaginative, and
Yeah.
it is really inspiring for me to get to teach them and see what their little imaginations come up with. They're so creative,
Yeah.
and it's also really neat because I think sometimes, I don't know if you feel this way as you've, gotten older, that I feel like for myself, when I was a kid, I just had all these ideas and I didn't really judge them. I just loved all of my ideas. But I think sometimes as adults, we can be so judgmental of ourselves, and we like shut ourselves down and say, oh, that's not good enough. So it's
Yeah.
inspiring to work with the kids and remember what it was like when I was little and I first
That's
started
right.
writing, and I was just so excited
It
to
is
get my words down on
freeing.
paper.
It is freeing when you're younger. It is freeing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're young, your parents allow you, and adults and people around you allow you to dream,
Yes.
to think, to imagine. But what I find now is that they're curtailing that, and this is why a lot of young kids are not imagining. The innovativeness that we should have in this time and age is not happening as much as the years gone by, with people who were so innovative and creative and took chances and took risks. I
Yes.
remember children who felt they could have put the sheet around their neck and could fly. You know, they could be Superman. Nobody's doing that nowadays, right? But I'm not telling people to go and do that now, but I'm just showing you the extent to which the imagination, they could have been anything they wanted to be, but no, the world has become, you can't do that. You can't be
Mm-hmm.
that. What are you thinking? Are you mad? That's not possible. So they're curtailing it. And you're absolutely right. The younger folks, once allowed to be imaginative and allowed to be creative, they're the kind of people I like hanging around. I like old folks for the wisdom, for the
Mm-hmm.
sharing, but the young ones, they say things. Just like how Bill Cosby used to host this show, kids say the darndest things. They just
Yes.
say things.
Yes. They're so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
yeah,
I love what you were saying about how maybe some kids these days aren't feeling that freedom to
yeah,
be expressive, because that's the main focus of my organization, is trying to empower these kids
yeah,
through encouraging them to express their creativity. Because one thing that I believe very strongly is that um, we all have our own unique voice and our own unique story, and my story is different from your story, is different
that's
from
right.
someone else's story. And so if we don't share our stories, then that will be lost. There's nobody else that has that exact same perspective. And so it's been really remarkable to see some of the kids I work with, even after just maybe 3 or 4 meetings together that we have, they just really blossom and seem entirely different and so much more confident. I had one little boy, he's about 7 or 8 years old, and he said he just hated writing. He
Yes.
didn't like writing. He wasn't good at it. And we just spent a few sessions just really trying to find the fun in it for him and trying to find the creativity. And then it was amazing. He was just writing pages and pages. His mom was crying. She was
Oh
so
my God.
happy. And so now he thinks that he likes writing, because he said, actually, it can be kind of fun, I guess.
That's kind of fun.
So I think that is so, I just think that writing is something that everybody can benefit from in their life, even if they don't think they want to make a career as a writer, or even if they don't think of themselves as a writer. I think just having that outlet to express yourself is so important.
It's therapeutic, Dallas. This is
Mm-hmm.
why journaling is so important, and people don't understand. You don't need to sit down in a psychiatrist chair. You can just sit with a journal pen and paper and just write. Walk around with this thing in your pocket and just write what you feel, write what you see, reflect, do some introspection. It is therapeutic. It prevents you from going mad. It prevents you from going to vent or react in a negative, explosive way.
Yes, because you don't have it bottled up.
It helps you to balance things, see things in different perspectives, like you say, because when in the writing, you're actually having that conversation with yourself, as well as many of yourselves, many aspects of yourselves having that conversation. So when you're writing, you realize, this question came to me, that makes sense, or that didn't make sense. I overreacted. So you're having that multiple conversation, like how you would see in the movies, someone here, another one there, and you're like, no, stop it. No, you stop it.
I love how you put that, of multiple conversations with yourself. That is so true.
Yeah, and while some people might say you're mad, I don't care. I prefer to be mad that way because it helps me to really become, to see things on a particular plane, a particular level, that it helps me to make an informed decision because I'm having multiple conversations.
And maybe you can tap into your own wisdom that you didn't even realize was there if you weren't actually taking the time to write it out. I don't know if any listeners have had this experience, that sometimes when I'm journaling, I'll be surprised of the words that come on the page. I'll say, I think that actually kind of solves my problem. And it's like you're able to tap into that wisdom that maybe it's there.
Yeah, because you are actually like, you're coming out of yourself, you're stepping out of you, and it's somebody else talking back to you. But when you're just into yourself, into the situation, you're closed in, you're hearing voices, but it's in you. You have to step out, and journaling helps you to write and step out. And coming back to that young boy, that 7-8-year-old, normally, I'm sure boys are not known for reading and writing. That's a girl thing. You always catch a girl reading a book, not a boy. So the fact that you're working with kids is very interesting to me, because it is something that I wanted to do, that I still want to do. And this is why I tell you, I want to talk with you, because I see you have some programs here, youth programs, you have different writing camps, etc. I don't know if you offer these things online as well, so that it can be offered globally to persons.
I actually do. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Where do I find it, Dallas?
Yeah, so it's here. Well, if you see my guided mentorships, that is something that I do purely online. This with email and with Skype. Yep, this guided mentorship. It is a great way to kind of begin working with me with either kids or adults. Right. And what I do is each week I email my mentees a writing prompt, right. And it's actually tailored specifically to you and to what type of writing you like to do. Right. And I really try to make them fun. So creative, fun, and ideas that will kind of get you excited to write. Yes. And sometimes I also try to tie them into if there is a writing contest or a writing publication. Yes. So then you could have something to submit. Yeah. And I've actually had quite a few students that win prizes in contests and get published. So that's really exciting.
That is super exciting. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then once a month, we get to have a little conversation like you and I are having over Zoom or over Skype. And so I can help if they're feeling stuck on something, if they're feeling blocked. We can talk through it and they can get some support. So that is a great one I do internationally. And then I also do some online, more private lessons that I meet with a student for like half an hour to 45 minutes every single week. And that is great. I have some students, it's amazing, who are, 16 years old and they're working on a full book already. And so we meet every weekend and we help, go through their book. So just they have some support. I think it's so important to have that support and that structure. I think of myself as like a coach. So in the same way, if you play a sport, you have a coach. I'm like a writing coach that helps, helps my students.
And I'm seeing some wonderful reviews here from parents in particular, because parents are always looking for an outlet for their children. And so
Yes.
I see you have some wonderful reviews here. Thank you for continuing to work with my daughter and for being such a wonderful mentor. Not a week goes by when she doesn't mention your name. So clearly your name is
That's
being
so
called in the
sweet.
house constantly. It has been such a treat for my child to work with you. Oh my God, you have given her a lot of very productive feedback and she feels empowered. This is wonderful. Let me see what you have down here. Oh, this is the one that also featured on your site. This is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, and you give a 1 month trial, $10 discount, so people can check it, test it out, see if they like it, and then decide if they want to continue.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is awesome, and it's for 1 month, so they get 1 month for $40, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then if they like it, they can sign up. There's a discount if they sign up for 6 months or the full year. So I have a lot of students that I've been working with for years, and it's just really great to have that relationship with them.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, but Dallas, you have such a young spirit. You have such a really young spirit, so you connect with them automatically. You're not broody, you know, old and broody, where
Okay.
you feel, oh my gosh, who is this old woman coming to do whatever? You actually have a young spirit, meaning that even though you're somebody mature, you're an adult, you're young at heart, and this is the and you're young too, but young at heart. So somebody could be an older person, but they just have an inner child in them that can
Mhm.
connect with a child, that can understand the thinking of a child, and that
Yeah.
that is important. That is important. And like I mentioned, you have some other programs. I want people, I mean, people can just go to this and just look out. And the contest idea, I believe in that, getting them to publish their work, because it gives them something to look forward to get excited about, for them to
Mhm.
actually probably win something or probably get a good review to, as I say, empower them, make them feel, that I'm doing something right. I can actually do this. This
Yes.
is possible. Wow.
Yeah, and I actually, this is a little story, but I actually published my first book when I was 10 years old. I self-published a collection of stories and poems, and it all began. I received I won this little contest at my school, and so I was able to put this book together, and all of my classmates and my teachers were so excited, and they bought copies. And do you know, my self-esteem went through the roof. I was so proud of myself. And I think of that as really the beginning of my writing career, and my love for writing is I felt just like you were saying, I can do this, proud of myself. I wanted to share my writing with the world.
Mm,
And so I think about that with the kids that I work with, sometimes just a little bit of encouragement. I actually also published an anthology called Dancing with the Pen of stories, poems, and essays. There it is up there, Dancing with the Pen,
yeah.
that are all written by young writers. And
Mm,
it's just been so wonderful to see their reaction at seeing their names in print in the book. And some of them, one of the little girls featured in the book, she read her poem from the book at her school talent show, and she got a round of applause from everybody. And it's been really neat to see how their confidence has gone up, as well as I believe they're extremely talented. This is one of
yeah.
my favorite books. I think it's really, really entertaining to see, like we were talking about earlier, the creativity that these kids have is just astounding.
You are doing something that I wanted to do, meaning I actually wrote out all these ideas, just like what you're doing. Work with
Mm-hmm.
kids, get their work together, all in an anthology, publish it so that they can see, make money from. I have it written down. This is what I wanted to do, but I just haven't done it. And probably because secretly out in the universe, Dallas was already doing it. So
Oh. Well, we can talk. I think you can do it too. There's definitely room.
yeah. And I mean, I would work together with you. Why create something again when somebody's already doing it and you could collaborate? So I look forward to talking more with you on this. I love it. And look how thick that book is. That book is seriously big. It's a
Yes.
it's a lot of work.
There's a lot of kids in there. They're
Yeah.
amazing.
And the cover is
Mhm.
so simple. It's not too much. It's just simple. And who wouldn't support? Who wouldn't support work coming from children. I mean, please, who wouldn't support it? Yeah,
Yes.
this is awesome. Dancing with the pen too. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I like to say if you have a child that you want to encourage to become a better reader, what better way than to give them a book that's written by other kids? And it's wonderful to see the way that I think sometimes as an adult, maybe our humor is a little bit different than kids, or we don't quite, have that same way of viewing the world. So sometimes there'll be a story in there that I think is amusing, and then I'll see this little, boy who's just cracking up of laughter from this story because they have that same, wavelength. So kids just love this book.
I love this. I love your organization. I love what you're doing. I love the impact, because what you're doing is creating a legacy. It's having a positive impact on the young minds, and they need that nowadays. There's too much negativity, Dallas, too much distractions that's not leading in the right direction. And technology, even though we are using technology today as a tool, kids nowadays are spending their time doing this, no interacting, engaging, talking, expressing. They're bottling up a lot of things that are hurting them, that they're bothered about. A lot of adults, when I was growing up, people think, what problems you have? You're young. Everything is taken care of for you. But amazingly, these kids have stress. These kids have issues. They have problems. As small as they are, and you think there's nothing going on with them, they are actually, through osmosis, taking on your issues as adults, taking on what's going on in schools. They have issues with their friends, with the teachers. They're thinking about their future. You have no idea. And so writing allows them to express themselves. A child who is so quiet, that is actually journaling, if you pick up that book quietly when they're asleep and kind of snuck in to see what, you will learn what's going on with your child. A lot of parents don't know what's going on with their children. They don't know. And so they realize too late. By that time, the children are already gone off. They start doing things. Some of them, look at them, some of them on TV. They're acting out in violent ways when it could have been recognized from before. But everybody's just so busy doing their own thing, living their life, and not tapping into each other anymore. So what you're doing can actually, it might seem simple to someone else, but it is not simple to me. It is actually getting into the minds of these young people, influencing it in the right direction, but also allowing us to understand them and to see what they're going through and to help them while it's still early. So please keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. And I'm certainly going to be in contact with you to work with you, to help you in whatever way I can to push this program out more and to reach as many people as possible.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I really feel such a connection with you. It's been such a pleasure to talk with you about everything today.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. What you're doing is fabulous. You're young, you're beautiful, you're doing something that I feel passionate about. I believe in writing. Sometimes I tell you, I always have to have pen and paper next to my bed or my phone. I always have my phone where I can just pull up a note. Because the thoughts come to me just when I'm about to sleep, Dallas.
That's a great tip, to have that by your bedside, because you think you're going to remember. You're not going to remember in the morning if you don't write it.
I won't. I could tell you. I do a voice recording. Sometimes I just do a quick voice recording and come back to it later, just to make sure that I have it noted down. So people can just walk phones, use it as a tool. It's not just to call people and text. Use it as a tool. Use it as a tool, record what is going through you. You don't have to write if you're not, the writing type. Just record and save it. Save the date. You can come back to it another time, but have something. And I tell you, the best time is when ideas come to you, when you're sitting on the toilet, when you're having the shower, and when you're in the bed. What is it?
Exactly. I think it's just that maybe your mind, I've heard that when your mind is kind of focused on some other task, that then, you're able to have your creative ideas come through. But that is so true. Yes. You need something to write that down.
Yes. And there are things, I checked it out, there are things that you can have in your shower that is waterproof.
In your shower, I love it.
Yes. that is waterproof, because you can't run out the shower to write, and you can't carry your phone in there, it's going to get wet.
No.
So there are things around that sell on Amazon. Just do a search, waterproof notepad or something, and carry that in there. Because when the ideas come to you in the shower, when you run out, you're like, what was I thinking again? No, get the waterproof thing, and put one over the toilet on the other in the toilet. And have your phone next to your bed to record. So those are some tips from me, knowing that
yes, those are great tips.
Yeah, knowing that that is what happens to me. And I don't try to fool me. I know these things happen to every one of you who are listening and who will be listening. So don't try to fool me. Dallas, oh my God, you are awesome.
You are awesome.
Yeah, oh, thank you. You are awesome. And I'm definitely going to be talking with you. And I want you to keep pushing your program right on. And I want persons to get a copy of your book. Of course, all the women running late in a dress. We all run late in a dress. And I see you have a podcast here. Let me see what's going on with you over here.
Oh, well, that is one that I have a Patreon page. I'm trying to get support for it right now. So if anyone's interested in supporting the podcast, you can go to my Patreon community. I have special gifts for supporters. I have essays that I just post in here every week. Nice. So thank you for highlighting this as well. Yeah, and you can be one of the sponsors of my upcoming podcast.
Sure. This is like a what do we call it? A crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's like a crowdfunding. Exactly. So it's a community that you can become part of, and you can get special exclusive bonuses for being a supporter. Yeah.
Nice. So you see, it's a good thing I'm featuring your website. You forgot all about this. Come on, Dallas.
I forgot all about that. I'm so glad you clicked on it. Thank you. You're my best publicist.
I do my best. Thank you so much, Dallas. Oh my God, that's my alarm going off, because my next guest is supposed to be coming on in a bit.
Okay.
So I want to thank you so much for spending time with me. Sorry for us running late. We were just a little bit late, but we made up for it. Thank you so much, Dallas Woodburn from California. Dallas from California. So
thank you so much.
It's great having you on Between the Lines, and I'm going to be definitely in touch with you. You have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I will. You have a wonderful weekend too, and we will be in touch for sure.
No problem, my darling. You take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.